Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we have a special treat. I received a copy of a replay from Hollywood Ron in LOK, and we actually have both angles for two different skirmishes. This first one is my sister clan W-UNI2 versus LOK, and we're going to start by watching the angle from W-UNI2. Actually, this night they had a really good night, but in this particular battle, they're not going to have a good night. So the initial call goes out for the light tank to scout the middle, and all the rest of us are to go hide under the Zeppelin there. It's kind of a campy strat. It's kind of a go someplace where we can go other places from after we figure out where they are. So Mr. Mike in his Type 64, scout in the middle. And his first pass, he doesn't see anything. And pretty much we go in here and we set up like we're going to defend the Zeppelin. So just like you would see your heavy tanks do in a pub match. And Mike's still exploring the middle. And he spots the Type 64, and he spots the 3045 over at the castle. So really right now, we don't really have a lot of information. At this point, we're thinking, okay, they might not be coming over here. Type 64 is a scout. It could be anything. 3045 being in the castle. So at this point, we're kind of thinking they're going castle. But without better information, we're not going to commit yet. So Mike's going to do a little more exploring to see what's going on for us. This is what we say, light tank, go do your magic. Good light tank drivers, they know how to scout, where to scout. He sees the Cromwell sees him. And I believe at this point the Cromwell starts trying to shoot at him, and we're going to see him start moving very shortly. And when we see the other angle, you'll see just how many people start shooting him. There's a Type right on top of him. You see the 3045 get spotted. Now we're like, oh shoot, we're going to lose our Type. So we start responding to that. We're all going to turn around, and now the 3045s you can see on the mini-map are moving towards our cap. So we're all going to respond to that and make sure that they don't get a chance to cap. Our call goes out, everybody back to cap. In this case, for some reason I didn't completely obey the call. But if you look, I have complete vision of the cap. I might not spot anything there, but I have shots on anything that's spotted there. So when our Cromwells get in position to start doing their spotting, I have good cross shots and can be sniping. So we don't see anything going back. The 3045s hang back to do the same thing I'm moving from this angle. And the Crommies get up there, and there's nothing there. So now we're at a loss. We have their last positions, but they didn't come. So we're like, oh shoot, they're not here. What do we do? So I'm going to start looking around. And I'm going to reposition to the little rock over here with a bush. And basically I'm being told, don't get stuck out there. I spot the Cromwell over here. Oh, this changes things. But it's just a Cromwell. He could be spotting. I bounced off of him. I bounced 2 shots. They launched their arty at me. All sorts of excitement. And I look at the mini-map. I finally get hit once. I look at the mini-map and they're descending on me. Then I go, oh, shoot, I'm in trouble. And as you see, watch our team. We start to respond. Cromwells start coming back. 3485 stay put because they can pretty much shoot anything that comes after me. And the Cromwells get in position to shoot anything that comes after me. Amazingly, I dropped my spot here and they didn't come after me. Of course, you'll see later, they knew where we were, so there's no doubt of where we were, so they weren't ready to push into it. They get spotted, we get some shots in. And you can see I'm trying to get some shots in and I'm not getting anything yet. You see Hollywood destroyed our Cromwell. You'll see why that happened in a second. And we're down 2 tanks now. We've done some damage. We're not in a horrible position at this point, but we are down 2 tanks. I believe the Cromwell and the 3045s in the back were receiving shots from the K line. I'm pretty sure I heard that mentioned, so we don't see anybody there. We know we're getting shot at from the 3045 in the middle, and so we need to move and we need to go. So the call was made to push. I was way out in front. I probably should have waited, but they had shots on my guys, so I wanted to get rid of that. Finish off the 1 shot, start working on the 3045. The Crom finally gets in here, helps me finish this guy off. And we're still down 2 tanks, so we did okay, except we're still down those original first 2 tanks. And we took a beating coming up the hill. And I don't get the first shot off, he gets the shot off, so I'm done, and now we're down 3 tanks, and it was just clean up from there. So, this is the same battle. I'm going to jump right into it, and this time we're going to see everything from Hollywood Ron's point of view. Hollywood tells me he's the designated light tank driver for their company, and it looks like Warhead Iron's the caller, and they're calling for somebody to go to the castle. They're calling for him to go scout the middle and put a couple guys on the hill to back them up. Surprisingly to me, Hollywood runs with a very small minimap. Not surprised he's got HE loaded for his first shots. A lot of times he's going to encounter the light tank first, which will be susceptible to that, and or Cromwells, which are also more likely than not. Got an early spot on R-Type 64. That was spotted by the Cromwell. He's going to wander around, see what else he can find. I notice he's careful when he goes over these hills. He could get spotted from the left, so he's careful to stay in cover. R-Type gets spotted again. He ducks in. He got spotted, so he figures he's spotted. He's just going to jump over. Nifty little turn there, and it was nice timing because he was about to get shot. I don't know how he didn't know where the other tanks were, and he got shot at anyways. Which, for those that don't know, that's knowledge. If he knows he got shot at, they know approximately where they got shot from, so that tells them where approximately we are. And when these guys are communicating, they can be telling themselves things like that. Now they got 4 tanks over in the castle. Looks like they left 1 back in case there's a push on the cap. They got the Cromwell back also. And Hollywood's still looking for where we are. R-Type gets spotted. Hollywood's already on the move and is charging after him, and R-Type gets shot by just about everybody here. There were all sorts of tanks in position to shoot him. Hollywood just ends up in the cap. I don't think he did that on purpose, and people are shooting like crazy at him. Oh yes, when light tanks get lit, people start shooting. Everybody's like, kill the light tank, kill the light tank. So at this point, if you remember, we're making our move down to the south because we saw the 3045s moving that way. We saw him moving that way, and he touched the cap, so we're repositioning to go back down there. And they just made a call for a couple of their tanks to go back around the long way. And something important to note here, see those 3045s on the K line? We don't know about them. We haven't spotted them. Those 2 3045s on the hill, that's a very common spot. We suspect they're going to be there anyways. We have no idea they're coming around this way. And meanwhile, they have those 2. Now, they're all split up now, which is sometimes dangerous. Here I get spotted. And people are going to start shooting at me, of course. And he fired HE, which bounced right off a 3045. You hear they're already in the background. Somebody else shoots at me. But now we have information, though. Now we know that they have some tanks over here. If we'd have known about either one of those other two sets of tanks separated, we'd have gone charging after them. And since we were staying in a group, we might have overpowered them. We didn't know about any of them, so there was nothing we could do. So their caller has these tanks converge over here at the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin that we started at and are no longer at because of the whole cap thingy. And now they spot us. And the Cromwell in the back. And Holly was just going to tee off on the Cromwell in the back that got spotted. Somebody else shot him too. Not sure if that was the 3045 in the middle or one of the ones in the back. Now he's tracked and he's pretty much done. And that puts us down 2 tanks. And we're holding our own over here, but we're down to 2 tanks. And now they've switched firing to firing at us. So still at this point, I'm not sure if we knew about those 2 tanks in the south. But at this point, we had the charge command that we're just moving our way in, regardless of what's going on. Poor Hollywood missed a lot of shots here. He gets his shares of kills, but he missed a lot of shots. Basically, this whole battle boiled down to map control. They had people in the north, they had people in the middle, they had people in the south. They had us boiled down into a corner. They knew where we were, and we were down 2 tanks, and there's no way we could get out of that. If we'd have known that one side was under by as much as it was under and could have secretly pushed them, we might have been able to handle it. But we didn't have the knowledge because we lost our light tank early. So, I mean, not through any fault of the light tank, it's just sometimes that happens. Like I said, people spot the light tank, they charge it. So map control and losing that light tank early finished that one off for us. So now we're going to go to Mountain Pass. And if you've seen, I don't know if I showed one of our recent videos, but we recently tried a camp on this map for the first time. We've had it done to us quite a few times, and we tried one and it worked out for us. So with that recent experience in mind, we are very wary of the cap, but we're going to start this battle off from their point of view. Quite heavy lineup, there's mostly 3045s, they have 1 Crom and the Type 64, and this is against W-UNI2, which is our sister clan. I happen to be legionnaire with them. So it's not me calling this time, it's somebody else calling. Actually, I'm sorry, no, this one is against us, so it is me calling. The last one was W-UNI2 with somebody else calling. So Hollywood's going to park himself right here. They sent the Cromwell and 3045 to guard the pass, and they're going to sit there for a while, and a while, and a while, and a while. So now we're going to cut back to us, and I'm going to play around a little bit with the replay effects. We're going to do some speeding up because you don't need to see us getting into position. This is a lot more fun this way. So here we go, getting into position. I sent the T-37 to spot the middle. I spent the 3045 to guard the bridge because we've been rushed that way too many times. And the rest of us stayed together over here. We don't see anything. Sent Slappy back to spot the river, what they used to call the ice road. It doesn't have ice on it anymore, but it's going to go spot the ice road. I had a trailing 3045. I'm going to team him up with my other 3045. And the plan is made. We're going to go forward. The bridge road's going to go forward, and Slappy's going to go around the outside. It's push to contact and back off, so we just want to know where they are at this point. No, nobody's spotted anything yet. There's nothing in the middle. There's nothing along the sides here, along the 2-3 line. Slappy's finally coming around. Takes him a while. It's a long distance. Fast tank, but even still. finally Slappy sees something. There's a 3045 up there. So that's knowledge. We know if they're camping, that's a tank that's out of position. We're not going to push into this yet anyways, so we're just going to keep probing and see what's over here. And you see Mini Dump got spotted, and he knows he got spotted, and he's going to push up to under the hill here so that we can see what he got spotted by. When you get spotted where he was, you know where the tank is that spotted you. So he just wanted to light him up for us, and he did, and Hollywood pays dearly for it. He barely escapes. Meanwhile, okay, we're going to pause here. I would tell everybody, okay, nobody go around. We know they're back there, so we're just going to wait. I have Slappy to do his thing. Basically, we want to know if we can see them, so that means that they're not in the bushes back there, and where we're going to be aiming at. So we want the light. Even if he dies, we'll survive. Slappy's pretty good. He rarely dies, so and you're going to see what the effect of this was. He lights a couple of them, he takes some shots at them, and we all push up in mass. And we have targets already lit for us, and we snuck up on them. They didn't really see us completely. And you'll see there's only 4 tanks over here. I died pretty quickly. The focus fire in this battle was awesome on both sides. Their side focus, look at these tanks are full health except for the one that they're shooting. And on the other side, full health except for the one that's being shot or is shooting. There's excellent focus fire by both teams. When we see Hollywood's angle, you'll see why it is the battle got lost. At this point, we're down. Once you get down a couple tanks, the trade-off becomes pretty uneven. So now we're going to snap back to Hollywood. So Hollywood spots Mini Dump and Touchy Feely over there. He touches them both. Mini knows where he is. He also knows from experience that he can come around here and not get shot and hopefully light up this Type 64. The Type 64 should know that he's going to be proxy spotted. And unfortunately, Hollywood didn't back out in time, and he gets walloped. I think 4 shots. He's lucky he lived. 3 or 4 shots. Lucky he lived. So you can see we start moving in over there, and their tanks that were up in the corner that Slappy had spotted come back. Now there's no residual Slappy, so I guess Slappy never got spotted. They knew they got spotted. They have 6th sense, but they're coming back now. So now all their tanks are all grouped up here. And I'm going to pan over and show you. There's all their tanks. Slappy gets spotted. Look, 1 turret turns, 2 turret turns. The Cromwell turns around. And then, oh no, look, there's tanks on the other side. So by Slappy getting spotted, 3 turns turned. And the effect of that was basically a 6-on-3 competition, or a 6-on-4 competition over here, while those other tanks were fighting Slappy. One of them charges Slappy. I think Slappy makes short work of it, and it becomes a very short battle over there. But essentially, it was those 3 tanks turning to Slappy when they knew we had at least 4 tanks on the other side. They might not have had the full count, but they knew we had at least 4 because they had spotted 4 over there. And when Slappy got spotted, 3 of them turned their turrets or turned their tanks. That was basically the difference of that game. Focus fire was awesome, and I didn't realize while we were playing it till I watched the replays just how good focus fire was on both sides. I want to give credit to LOK. They did lose, but you know, the focus fire was there, and that's something we all try to harp on if we practice or when we're doing these things. Focus fire and skirmish is hugely important. And I want to thank Hollywood Ron for sending me the replays, and thank W-UNI2 and W-UNI players for taking part in this. And feel free to hit like or subscribe, help out the channel, and share the fun with everybody else. Have a nice day.